Almost everyone knows the feeling of being stalled in life. You try to move forward, but it feels like walking into an unyielding headwind, fighting an overwhelming resistance that pushes back on every step. When we face that kind of friction, our instinct is to look outward. We blame volatile economies and our demanding bosses, the relentless pace of new technology, or heavy baggage of our past. If these external forces were the primary cause of failure, then everyone living in the same economy or facing the same tech shifts would fail at the exact same rate, but they don't. The difference isn't the severity of the wind, it is the internal decision to take radical ownership of the path forward. The ultimate obstacle in building any kind of lasting wealth or legacy is never an external force. It is strictly a battle of you versus you. To understand the psychological burden of this battle, imagine every unresolved issue in your life as a physical rock you carry in a backpack. There is a rock for financial fear, one for unresolved debt, another for hidden shame, and a massive, dense rock for chronic procrastination. We often treat an unmade decision like it's a neutral pause, as if the problem is just sitting still. But every day you delay, the mental friction of starting grows heavier, and the cost of the missed opportunity accumulates. Choosing not to decide is an active decision to let that weight compound. Simply looking in the mirror and admitting the bag is heavy is useless. Truth without action does not create progress. It just gives you a highly accurate excuse for failing. Taking that backpack off requires a specific set of mechanics. We can look at this untangling process through the structure of a video game. If you log in on day one and attempt to defeat the final boss, trying to solve a lifetime of avoidance in a single afternoon, you will be instantly crushed. It guarantees immediate psychological paralysis. You have to start at level 1 ownership. This requires establishing a brutally honest, unvarnished baseline of exactly where you are today. You do not wait for the perfect conditions. You start with the messy reality. By pulling your attention away from that massive, overwhelming end goal and zooming in on the microscopic reality of level 1, you drastically reduce the friction of taking the very first step. To initiate that first step without panic, you need a cognitive interrupt. We use a framework called the 4 Ps to stop rapid-fire emotional reactions to life's chaos. Take a look at this cognitive flowchart. It begins with a chaotic web of instincts that hits a hard stop. Pause. This halts momentum, forcing your brain into the next node, ponder, where you assess reality objectively. The third step is pray. This intentional invitation of external wisdom brings a stabilizing loop of clarity outside your immediate instincts. Finally, the chart resolves into a single arrow. Proceed. Execution here is highly specific. The result must be removing exactly one rock, not solving the entire puzzle. The 4 Ps act as a mechanical converter. They transform your chaotic emotional reactions into deliberate, calculated forward motion. This blueprint maps out the abstract concept of your personal legacy as a physical river system. The central flow of water moving through the landscape is your money. It carries your cash flow, credit, real estate, and investments. If you do not watch where that water flows, it leaks into places you never planned. So we build a dam. This is the taxes lane. It controls the outflow of your resources through W-4 planning and deductions before your wealth is permanently lost. Next, we install the systems lane. These are the irrigation channels. They capture your daily operations and automations, moving the water where it needs to go without you having to manually carry buckets all day. To defend the infrastructure, we raise protective levees. This is the insurance lane. It provides life, health, and disability coverage to protect everything you have built when catastrophic storms eventually hit. Downstream, we construct a bridge. This is estate planning. It guarantees your family and the next generation can cross over the system without legal confusion, court delays, or fighting. Finally, powering this entire ecosystem is the underlying engine room. This is the AI lane. It uses prompts, apps, and automation to organize and accelerate every other part of your framework. If you try to dig irrigation channels, stack a levee, and build a bridge all at the same time, you end up with 3 half-finished projects that can't hold any water. This scattered focus is why most legacy plans collapse. They fail under the weight of trying to fix everything at once. This brings us to the core methodology of the 30-day Legacy Lane Challenge. The rule is absolute. You must choose strictly one lane of the river to focus on, and ignore all the rest for now. Once you pick your lane, your operational metric is exact. You take one simple, measurable action within that chosen lane every day for 30 consecutive days. This is how you reclaim your agency over the river. You find the leak, you fix the plan, you build the legacy, strictly one day at a time. True wealth and legacy are never built in isolation, and they certainly do not happen overnight. They are the result of compounding micro-commitments. You do not have to build alone. Join the AI Legacy Builders Circle today, and let's get to work.